since Good Friday this year. And Josh Bruce also tonight, number 17, out there for the Bulldogs. It's been a long time coming after that knee injury. He's done the hard yards and he's out here tonight.
We certainly look forward to seeing how he goes. He's down at full forward in the Legends stand end where Footscray are kicking in the first quarter. Peter Mercado and Brendan Rhodes bringing you the action, and we are underway in this Friday night footy game. And the Bulldogs might try and break it through first. Smith got it to Sullivan, who hacked it inside 50. Here comes Bruce straight away. Thumped away from him by Chincotta. Ground level ball here for the Bulldogs. Wallace at the base of that pack. Umpire calls for the ball up. Bruce has Brody Kemp for company in this first quarter as the Bulldogs try and break out. It went to Akui, who cleared the ball to the flank for the Blues. Tracking it there with a handball quickly over his head. That came from Crozier. He got it to Sweet. He sends it back inside 50. Here comes Bruce from the side. 2-on-1 contest. A fifth when it should have been a mark. That gave Footscray a chance. He dropped the ball cold there, Liu. Umpire let him off the hook. And then we will have another ball up. So the umpires, Martin Roger, number 15. He's the man with the ball there. Peter Bales, number 22. And Andrew Adair in number 2.
There's a couple of these umpires on VFL lists looking to make their mark and try and get onto an AFL list. Rourke Smith kicks quickly out of the pack for a behind. Well, these two sides met last year at Whitten Oval, and it was Footscray getting the job done over Carlton. As we mentioned, that long winning streak. Of course, they haven't played for a little while in this competition. But it's Stocker to bring the ball back into play, working on this broadcast side. Motlop had the front position there as Crozier tries to pick it up. It's brought down the tackle. He had plenty of time there. And Crozier picked it up again, put it back inside 50. Now, dangerous footy. Barzan, late inclusion into the side today. He's coughed up the footy. Garcia kicks up towards the top of the goal square. Kui brought down in the tackle by Garcia. The umpire waits for an eternity and says, give it to me. And we'll have it tossed up.
What these Bulldogs look well and truly on tonight. They are fired up.
They are. As umpire will get this moving quickly. Trying to clear the area is Carroll, but it's only going to be temporary, and this ball's going to come straight back in. And it's going to be Louis Butler to have the shot at goal. He looks like he's going to go back and have a crack at it from just outside the 50. This broadcast side of the ground. No breeze to speak of tonight. It's quite a still night. We might get some fog coming in a bit later. We may not be able to see the other end of the ground. That's happened before in this competition. So he goes long, and he's going to miss to the left. So behind, added to the total.
Today's the 4-year anniversary of that game between Williamstown and Sandringham at Williamstown, where we almost got all blown out to sea. Unbelievable conditions it was that day. Thankfully, it's much different tonight as the short ball goes across fullback. It went from Stocker to Liu, who put it out to Akui. Long ball up towards the wing. He's turned it over Akui. It's going to come back through Raak. Cody Raak. Short ball inboard. That is Crozier, who goes back to halfback. Now towards the wing it goes. And it's in the hands of Butler. Plays on quickly. Gets back onto the right boot. Spears it inside 50. Just at the bootlaces there of Jones. Trying to work his way through there for Carlton was Bars and couldn't do so. And the quick kick out of the pack goes out of bounds on the full off the boot of Fogarty.
So a bit of a hike to go and get this footy because there's no one on this side.
They've only let them in on the around into the Legends stand.
As Butler has the footy. And now we'll just wheel around. Actually look to drop the ball in short. Not a bad option in the end, although kick was cut off. Bruce did get hands to it there. Dragged down in the tackle was Setterfield. It was good last week in the loss to the Bombers. Only a narrow loss, but an important one for Carlton's season at this level because it's so congested right in the midpoint of the table. We know Casey's way out in front, but boy, there's some opportunities.
There really is nothing in it, is there? 2 games, I think it is, between 3rd and 14th or something like that.
Yeah, Smith, good tap down. Hamad dragged down in the tackle. This ball goes over. We'll have it tossed in. And that's what you want to see. So as we get towards the business end of the season, that fight for those top 8 positions is going to be fierce.
Well, when you consider that Geelong are sitting 9th on the ladder at 6 wins and 3 losses, that tells you how hard it's going to be to sneak into that top 8. Out of 21 teams, it might take 12 and 6 to get in there. As Motlop picks up the ball and fires it through the middle of the ground. It's going to be tracked back by Drummond. Can he get there first? Phillips after him. Hand pass across into the path of his teammate. The bounce favours Bedendo, but now it's been dragged in underneath. Not by him, by the Carlton player. And the umpire is smart enough to see that and calls for the ball up. 2-0 in favour of the Bulldogs. We've played just over 5 minutes. As it came out towards Butler, who's had a good start. Fires it off to Hamad. His hand pass to Hunter. Just got it clear in time. Liu's caught, dispossessed, he's gone. And another tackle stuck by the Bulldogs forwards. And Lockie Sullivan, the skipper, can line up for goal from 48 metres out.
No real surprise there, Lockie Sullivan. What a season he's having. I know we're talking about Liston Trophy contenders.
He's given the hand pass off. It's a long-range shot from Crozier. He's kicked it all the way. Wonderful finish. And the goal on the board, the first one of the game for Hayden Crozier. And his first one in VFL football, would you believe?
That is a bit hard to believe, actually. He's played plenty of games at this level.
Game number 11 at VFL level since coming across from the Fremantle Dockers.
So he gets the first goal on the board. But yeah, just going back to Lockie Sullivan, talking about Liston Trophy fancies. I know there's a few out in front on the coaches' votes, but
I couldn't see a lot taking votes off him here at Footscray at the moment.
Agree. And if they have a big back end of the season,
he'll pick up of quite a few.
Yep. So ball back in the middle here. Great to see the lights redone here, obviously for AFLW along the way, but getting the opportunity. And I think we're going to see a lot more football played at this ground because it's in immaculate condition.
Certainly love to see it. And more night football coming to the VFL. Big night next Friday night, in fact, Peter, with Port Melbourne unveiling the new lights against Werribee. That should be an absolute cracker too.
That is going to be a lot of fun. Ball back in the middle. Well, Sweet had it almost all to himself against Murkov as the ball heads wider here. Opportunity for the blue Setterfield to run onto it. He goes with the handball over the top, just into space. And not really hitting the target in particular. Crozier jumps onto it. Here's Jones. Just worried off the football. Nice work from Carl, and we'll have it tossed in. Yeah, real opportunity. Not even just Friday nights, but Thursday nights. We had a Wednesday night. The Wednesday night game last week as well, the Swinburne Centre. So there's some opportunities here to have some standalone footy. As this ball will go to the back. McPherson just managed to get the handball out. Now a touch ball. So clean bowl a couple. Here's Bruce getting hands to it. Handball over the top. Sullivan couldn't get to it. Now the Blues with a chance. Carroll just got the handball over the top. He'll get the handball receive again. He's just going to have to go short because there's not a lot up ahead for the Blues as they try and set themselves up. Carl has it. He looks up and sees whether he's going to get the trip inside 50. This is a dangerous kick and it is going to be turned over. Good mark. Van der Heuvel, who takes the mark for the Bulldogs.
He fires it all the way back to the goal square. Darcy really looking forward to seeing what he can put forward. Wallace now to the wing, Bedendo. I like what he brings to the table, Dom Bedendo, the boy from Myrtleford. He went inboard and found Kellett. Chips it through the middle of the ground, had to be accurate and was. Garcia thought about the hand pass, now called to play on. He has to chip it to the flank. He found a man, and it was Hamad who's backed up nicely. Played some good games too, Naif Hamad, in and out of this team. Kick inside 50 is wonderful, and the mark on the lead from McPherson.
It was pinpoint, wasn't it? And as you mentioned, right off the top, they are switched on, the Bulldogs, early in this game.
2 wins in a row for them, coming off the bye tonight. So they did have a shocking start to the year after being 10-0 last year. To be 2-6 was the big surprise of the first half of the season. But they seem like they're getting the cattle back on the field, and they're going to be a very dangerous proposition coming home as McPherson kicks from 48 metres out. It's going right to the line. It's a wonderful kick. And the Bulldogs have the first 2 here at Icon Park.
As I mentioned, no breeze to speak of tonight, so it's not affecting either end of the grounds, but they're just harder to the football at the moment. And the Blues, their early stages in terms of the inside 50s, it's 7-1.
Yep, I was going to say that was the first time they've gone forward with that last pass in from Carl.
Crozier with 6 disposals early on the game, Butler with 5, Carroll with 4 for the Blues. So they're getting it done nicely here, the Bulldogs.
Of course, Carlton coming off that shock loss to Essendon last week. Saw that game last Saturday, and same story. They were outworked by the Bombers.
The Bulldogs had the bye last week. They beat Geelong narrowly back in round 11. I said a tough run coming up for them. So a win today, as I mentioned, absolutely essential as Hunter gets hands to the footy. Good to see him back out on the park as the Bulldogs look to go forward. Bruce Juggler, nice mark. And the Bulldogs faithful like that as well.
There's a lot of Doggies fans in by the sounds of that.
Yep.
Just great to see.
Absolutely. They've got a game interstate tomorrow, so the only chance to watch their side in Melbourne this weekend. And Josh Bruce. That was the end of last season. It's been a long time coming, but now he's back. Slow progress. Let's see what he can do from outside the 50. Gives it everything.
Oh,
it's
yes.
Magnificent. Welcome back to footy, Josh Bruce. And they got 3 on the board, and look at them get around him as well. Magnificent to see. The Bulldogs off to a flyer.
There's that Bulldog spirit. Fantastic stuff.
Every single player getting around Josh Bruce as he kicks that goal from outside 50. It's 20-0 in this opening quarter.
Certainly stands out a bit too with that hairdo and big mo he's got working, Bruce. But that's a very nice contested mark and a brilliant kick from 50 metres. Great to see him back. So work to do here for Carlton. They've been jumped off the start. Started the season very nicely, but they're in a little bit of a lull at the moment. A few injuries at AFL level starting to bite here as well. As Hunter goes underneath. Ball hacked forward for the Blues towards half forward, but it only goes as far as Rack. And he will bring it back to the outer side. Short ball finds, that is Drummond. He's had his own bad luck. Oh, Bedendo! Climbs to the sky and pulls it down from the light towers. What a sensational mark. We love him when he goes up, Dom Bedendo. And he fires it towards half forward. Smith thumped away from him by Glass McCasker. Well, an early highlight here on top of Bruce's goal. Bedendo, what a mark.
Well, they have come to play as this ball will be thrown in that Legend Stand side of the ground. Plenty of reconstruction work happening at Icon Park. Ball to the back. Carroll went through his hands for Carlton as this ball dribbling inside 50 for the Bulldogs. No one's going to get clear of this. The umpire's going to wait and we'll have the ball tossed up right on the paint of 50 here at Icon Park this evening. So work our way to the midpoint of this opening term. Tap down. Had it all to himself, Glass McCasker. The ball just ricocheting around. Eventually it'll be Trudgeon. Although his kick has been smothered too. Boy, that's hard and tough stuff. They just can't get away. McPherson for the Bulldogs. He's wrapped up with a tackle and dumped into the turf. And the umpire will come in and throw it up. I want to see a bit of fight back here from the Blues. They're under siege at the moment. Glass McCasker, the secondary tap as this ball is flicked out. Sullivan. Now it's a high tackle. This is going to be another shot at goal, you think, for the Bulldogs. And a bit of push and shove too. They want a piece of it. They're getting involved. And then it all just calms down. But it's Lockie Hunter who's got it. He's shaping up to take the shot. And why not? No breeze to speak of. He's called to play on. So he's just going to wheel around and drop it into the top of the goal square. McPherson flies. Plenty of numbers here for the Blues, but they can't pick it up. And now they'll get the opportunity to clear. Carroll, handball across, Philp. will just try and clear the area. It may only be temporary. The fist coming in from Cordy, back in the lineup tonight. It's Crozier putting it up towards the top of the goal square. Noah could take it off hands. Here's another shot at goal. It's off hands for behind. They're under siege at the moment, the Blues, midway through this opening term.
Well, under siege is exactly right. It's even worse than that. They are getting belted at the moment, physically and on the scoreboard. What have they got? Stocker brings it beautifully out to the broadcast side, puts it in the hands of Lewis. It was Michael Lewis. Now it's with, that is Michael Lewis, who got it back again, kicks to half forward. That's a nice effort from Crocker, and he comes up with the footy, gave it to Glass McCasker. Hand pass was knocked down, nicely done, but it went back to Crocker. Lovely kick into the pocket, and Ned Carl takes the mark. Moves it quickly, has a loose man in front. Mark was dropped by Trudgeon. Maybe there was a hand in there from the Bulldogs' defence. And there's a whistle on play, holding the ball. Free kick going to Carlton. That's a very hot call.
Incorrect disposal, I would say, on
Sullivan.
On Sullivan there, because he just kind of dropped the footy. He didn't get the chance to get the handball away.
And Joel Trudgeon, who has had a fine season for Carlton, will line up from 35 metres out for directly in front. Probably 40, in fact, by the time he kicks it. And to say they need this is an understatement. Trudgeon's kick's on the way, and he's pushed it out to the left, and one behind only. So a let off there for the Bulldogs.
15 and a half minutes into the opening quarter, they get their first score. It's been all the Bulldogs as Cordy goes for a bit of a gallop and then just wanders that out of side and finds Hunter. First match back since Good Friday. Raak. They've got numbers on our broadcast side. Crozier will just square it up beautifully, and Butler's got plenty of time to take this mark and plenty of space too. It's uncontested. Looks up. A few leads coming his way. They're ignored. He decides he's going to switch. So back we go. Crozier. Raak. And he'll go further afield. This is okay. Callets has got it. So they've gone from one side of the ground to the other. Good defensive pressure here from the Blues. Callets now called to play on. Has to do something. He's just going to go long to the pack of players. And that's a mark. Is that a mark in the end? Wow, that's...
I thought it was Lewis's first hand on the ball.
Yeah, but it's been paid to Garner. He's got it. He's going to send the Bulldogs inside 50 again. They fly. First grab and the second. Kemp, nicely done. Takes the defensive mark for the Blues.
Brings the switch over to the broadcast side. Gives it to Philp. He had a nightmare last week. Did Brody Kemp, but his better start tonight. Crocker.
He's asked whether you don't bring that up again.
Well, I won't. I've mentioned it once and I'll leave it at that. Sorry, Brody. Stocker has the ball. To the outer side. Finds Liu. Steering ball into the middle. 2-on-1 here for Carlton. Hand pass goes through traffic. Murkov spin it before he had it after receiving from Trudgeon. Bulldogs will get the turnover here. Sullivan. Hunter. Turns back inside. Back to Sullivan. Oh, just grabs hold of the jumper and hangs on with one hand. That was a good effort. Kick inside 50. Nearly. Not quite. The mark is taken for Carlton. And that is Xavier Marr. It was a wonderful tackling attempt. Just grabbed hold, two fingers in the elastic of the shorts, I think it was, and he wasn't letting go. Up towards half forward now. The Bulldogs having another crack. Liu. And he's run out of room.
Yeah, so the ball to be thrown in. You've got to say, how impressive is the view here at Icon Park? It's one of the more picturesque grounds to be at, with the city skyline in the background. It's even more so with half a grandstand not in action, being demolished. So ball now in the hands of Hayes. He just goes along. Will Hayes recruited back into the AFL. We're playing at VFL. He spent plenty of time there as Raak tries to go around the body, smothered by Honey. And now he's got some numbers running alongside. The Blues go inside 50. Yes, nice mark taken by Crocker. And he'll have a shot directly in front. Should make no mistake. He's being taken around on the slightest of angles. It won't trouble him at all.
Yeah, love coming to these old AFL venues. You just close your eyes and imagine the place heaving with 35,000 people in here. Back when you were a young fella.
There's Crocker will come in. Chance at his first of the evening. The first for the Blues. Heading towards time on. He's made no mistake, and they desperately needed that one. Carlton against the run of play. And the Blues finally have a goal on the board. 1-1-7 plays 3-3-21 as we head towards time on in quarter number one. I mentioned the run for both of these teams, but the Bulldogs in particular have got Box Hill, Brisbane and Sandringham, their next 3 games. So it is a tough run coming up for them. And as you said, you know, to have their credentials, they're in 15th at 4 and 6. They need to win at least 2 out of 3 of those.
No question about that.
And tonight.
As well as tonight, yeah. It's going to take, as I said, at least 11, possibly 12 to make the finals, which means they've got no room to move. They've got to win pretty much every game to make sure of it. So umpire Martin Roger has the football. And he slams it into the turf very nicely. Murkov jumps over the top. Was left behind by Liu, was it, who got into the ball. Flicked out of there by Wallace. Towards half forward it goes. Akui tracks it nicely. He's been dumped on by Hamad, and that will be a free kick to Dom Akui. Gives the hand pass off. Oh, Dow's gone. He did not see Riley Garcia coming, and that's about the 3rd or 4th effective tackle from Riley Garcia. And the Bulldogs coaching staff would love that. Driving ball towards full forward. Here comes Bruce. Had a couple to beat. Bedendo and Akui. Bedendo fires a hand pass back. Dodging, weaving, it comes to Smith, goes along the ground, Blues with the numbers, and it'll be bombed out of there by Chincotta. Up to the wing, not for long, coming back through the agency of Darcy. He kicks into the pocket nicely to Bedendo. And Dom Bedendo, well, he points towards goal, but he's too far out to score, so he kicks in towards full forward. Bruce almost, Kemp over the back. Now he's on top of the football. Brody Kemp, umpire, looked like he was circling, but then decided to come in and ball it up.
Yeah, decided against giving that. Would have been a brave umpire to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Small crowd, but they can make plenty of noise down at that end. Here is Dow. Round 1 tackle. He just barely got through the second. He just puts it into open space. And a chance here again. Raak. How did he dispose of that football, umpire? Legally, he says, Hanley, the bottom of the pack for the Blues, and the umpire will throw the ball up. As days gone by, the famous audio of Rex Hunt taking on a smoker in the stand just near us as Smith clears the ball out. Heading towards Setterfields, who goes around the body. 1-on-1, actually 2-on-1 contest by the end. Now Butler's picked it up, but there is going to be a free kick going the Blues' way for illegal shepherding. And eventually the one out at the end, and Hanley's got it. Just goes short. Setterfields. 34 disposals last week in the loss to Essendon. Oh, nicely done. Kicks up the line. It's beautiful. Cripps. Short. Carroll. Got a runner in Dow. He goes with a long, long ball. This is going to carry the pack. Another goal coming up for the Blues. And Honey's got it. His first of the evening. And the Blues resetting the balance as we head towards quarter time in this one.
They're just working back, aren't they, a little bit here, Carlton? They're having to work a lot harder than the Bulldogs did for their goals. But they are back within a kick, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Dan O'Keefe.
Whole host of interesting games coming up this weekend in the Smithies VFL. We've got Sandringham Essendon tomorrow.
Danger game for Sandringham. The Bombers have got a really good team in tomorrow. 5 AFL listed players coming back on top of the side that beat Carlton last week.
Werribee Geelong. That's an intriguing encounter.
Can't wait for that one. I'll be down there at Avalon Airport Oval
for the K-Rock Cup.
And playing for. I was told there is a medal for best on ground. I was told who that was. Have to confirm that by tomorrow as the ball came out of the middle. Hunter left it behind. Didn't get to him, in fact. Fogarty Fed the hand pass up. Hayes tried to go through. Fogarty picked a pocket, kick towards goal. Crocker crashes the pack. Rack has to lay the tackle on Motlop. Slung him to ground. Had the umpire see that, he was happy to let it go. No prior opportunity here. And the rolling maul made it all the way to 1 metre out. Was there a hint of a dangerous tackle there on Motlop?
Maybe.
You've seen them paid. Sweet thumps it to open space. Philp tries to charge through. He's been run down. Hand pass back from Handley, too close to the line. Hayes can't keep it in.
I know there's a medal coming up in the Bullants Southport game on Sunday.
The Alex Orachio medal, which is great to see. But yeah, Werribee hasn't beaten Geelong in the last 7 outings, so they'll be desperate to turn that around tomorrow as Dow fed the hand pass back. Oh, great tackle again, just getting rid of the football. Carlton, Hayes is under the pump, the former Bulldog. Got the hand pass up. McCasker, Glass McCasker likes it. And the Blues are back within a point. 2 points.
Well, they withstood the early pressure from the Bulldogs. They had to absorb a hell of a lot of it and get the job done.
Well, they looked completely out of this game in the first 15 minutes, Carlton. In the last 10, they've worked it back and they're putting the score on the board.
So as we head towards quarter time, this one at Icon Park, it's just that midfield battle. We look at the inside 50s now starting to level out a little bit. 13 plays 7. In that regard, the hit-out's 10-5 in favour of the Blues. Murkoff doing a good job in the ruck. So this ball back in the middle. Looks like they're going to get first use of it again. No, here's Wallace. Kick was partially smothered. Smith managed to get onto it. As this ball heads up towards 50. They had to go a bit wider though, the Bulldogs. Garcia will be set on the mark. Kicking from the paint of 50. He's looking around. He's just going to drop it in short, and that's okay. Bit of loose checking from the Blues, bit of confusion. Arthur Jones has it, and he'll line up and take the shot from around 40 out.
I wonder if there's any sort of nostalgia for Will Hayes watching his old number line up for goal after 97 games for Footscray before coming to Carlton this year.
If I had to hazard a guess, I'd be leaning more on the negative side than the
Probably.
positive, but we'll see.
He'd be a very professional sort of player, wouldn't he, Will Hayes?
He's missed here, Jones. So another behind, 3-4. Plays 3-1, but good contest developing here at Icon Park this evening.
It's game on now, that's for sure, as Carlton bring it away. It's a half-back, goes the kick, Setterfield, swings around onto the right boot. Pumps it up in the air. Murkov's underneath it. Thumped away from him by Sweet. Heads towards the boundary line. Jones can't get a handle on it. And it'll be a throw-in. 3 points the margin in favour of Footscray. They did lead by 20. Carlton with the last 3 goals. Both ruckmen holding there. Umpire says play on. Hunter took on the tackle, got dispossessed. Wallace up to Smith, threw it over his head. Hunter missed Jones with his handball. This will go towards the line. Fogarty, and that will be already out of bounds before Ma was dumped. And a throw in right on the wing.
Ticking down to quarter time. 6 goals in this opening quarter. There's all the Bulldogs early, and then the Blues have just slowly pegged them back. Jones past him, Motlop, just trying to dribble it in front of him. Picked up nicely there by Cordy. He just goes up the line, trying to put it into space. Liu was just caught off the footy, and it was a dangerous option because now a chance for the Bulldogs. Akui, he's just going to be worried off the footy, but that's head high. He went in high, Garner. McQueen had his head over the footy. And so he will take the free kick if he's able to, and he's down and in a bit of trouble. McQueen, it was head high contact, but he was bending down to pick up the footy. And Garner was coming the other way, and we're going to have a delay here because Akui is just going to take a little bit of extra time to get to his feet.
Garner wandering away, shaking his head.
Well, let's see whether he is actually going to take the kick, and probably the best thing heading towards quarter time would be to get off the ground and just take a little bit of extra time. Maybe a concussion protocol coming up. Setterfield's just lurking, and they're just checking to make sure that Tamakui is okay, and it doesn't look like he is. So he's going to go straight off the ground. So it will be Setterfield to take the free kick. Tamakui going to take plenty of time just going over the boundary line. Of the doctor and the trainer and everyone just making sure that actually he's okay as he slowly walks around the boundary line. It's a bit of a walk from that forward pocket across to the interchange gate. But in the meantime, play will continue. It'll be Setterfield to take the kick. He wants to go a little bit shorter as this ball heading outside the 50. Crocker trying to get hands to it. There's plenty of numbers for the Blues as they get something going. A high ball, and that's nicely done. Boy, they've got him nicely on the overlap here. A nice mark by Honey. Now a chance for the Blues. Crocker again has knocked it over. And they, after all of the flurry in that opening quarter, Crocker's got two, and they're in front, the Blues, heading towards quarter time.
Where has this come from? Bulldogs, well, they've pretty much stopped just as quickly as they started, haven't they? And Carlton has worked their way back nicely. Akui did break into a jog for about 25 metres of that. He's gone straight past the interchange bench and heading down to the rooms, probably for that concussion test, or he keeps checking his nose, so he might have copped a knock more on the face than the top of the head. So we certainly hope that he's okay. So Carlton in front after conceding the first 3 goals of the game. It was all Bulldogs, and they were providing highlights left, right and centre too. Carlton back in it. Sweet with the tap. Trying to burrow his way through there was Trudgeon. Smith got it back to Sweet. Up and under kick towards half forward. Nice effort there to knock the ball down from Butler. Gathered by Trudgeon. He's wrapped up by Butler straight away. No prior opportunity. And it'll be a ball up. 32 minutes gone in this first quarter. So we're in the dying stages. The hand pass came out. Wallace is caught. Somehow got a hand pass away as Ma got him. Sweet. Kicks into full forward. Bruce got rid of Kemp. And he will kick after the siren from 25 metres out, and this would be a dream start to the game if Josh Bruce can kick 2 in the first quarter.
Well, certainly would be, and put him back in front. Quarter time. They certainly deserve the lead with the start that they had.
You just saw Brody Kemp. As soon as he lost his footing, his head just went down, and he knew that was Josh Bruce's ball. Conceded a few to James Stewart and Kane Baldwin last week. That's the last I mentioned, and he's conceded 2 now to Josh Bruce. And the popular Bulldog is back in town with 2 goals in the first quarter, and this time he'll have 23 players rushing out to him. It is quarter time here at Icon Park on Friday night footy, and we've seen a ripper first half an hour of the game. The Bulldogs lead by 3 points at quarter.
It looks like the last of the spectators climbing the fence. The umpire holds the ball aloft, and we're away in the second quarter.
And it's Jordan Swede up against Alex Murkov to restart play. Lockie Hunter, a great start. This bounce is a little bit wonky. The umpire decides to call it back, despite both ruckmen being able to contest it. So they'd be happy at the moment, the Bulldogs. Hunter with 8 disposals, Bruce with 2 goals. I don't think they could have asked for more than that in the first quarter. And the lead as Murkov won the tap. Rourke Smith to Hunter, slapped it onto Sullivan. His kick goes straight up in the air, knocked away from Motlop. Murkov flicked it over the top nicely to Setterfield. He kicks in towards full forward. Hand in there from Sam Darcy. Backing himself was Cordy. Bombed it out towards half back. Nice work. Mark taken by Bedendo. He goes short and finds Hunter. Draws the man and gives it back to Bedendo. Now he's going to be closed down. Chincotta, wonderful smother. Hand pass through. Wasn't a hand pass. It's holding the ball, Josh Kellett. And the Blues pressure pays off there. Setterfield with the free kick.
He's got it right on centre wing on our broadcast side. As looks for options. He's just going to go long. Up towards the 50. 3 Bulldogs here. And they raffle it off. And it was Sam Darcy who takes the strong mark. His kick very deliberate, Bedendo. Will go up the line. And a couple of options. Waiting down was Will Lewis. Late inclusion into the team. Wallace, handball over the top. Garcia's kick up to a vacant 50 if you're a Bulldog. Rock Smith trying valiantly to get there. Kemp, his kick was partially smothered. It's gone back inside 50. They work across the ground. Barzan works to that outer side where all on his own is Will Hayes. He's got a mile to gallop. He goes short to Crocker. He goes in short. Ma on the lead. We'll go a bit further out. Again, the ball is going to be cut off. A nice mark taken by Arthur Jones. And
it was Jones on Hayes, the 32. Not a good kick, however. Turns it over. Bulldogs might get it back here. Raak's hand pass too hot for Smith. Motlop fed it through to Dow. He's been quiet so far. Chips inside 50. That's much better. And the mark is taken nicely here for the Blues. And it will be a shot on goal coming up. I think that's Handley who has the footy. No, it will be Jesse Glass-McCasker, in fact. 40 metres out directly in front. And you can't make a mistake. You'll get hurt. 2 good teams playing footy tonight. Glass-McCasker with a goal in the first quarter, looking for his second. He's kicked 4 goals, 4 for the season. And now he goes into the positive. Good goal kicking at both ends. And Glass-McCasker with his second goal puts the Blues back in front.
Yeah, good contest this one. Fine conditions at Icon Park. And as you mentioned, that midfield, if you turn that footy over, it is deadly at the minute.
Quality football is in there, isn't there? You look at the Carlton midfield at the moment. Dow, Motlop is in there. And then the Bulldogs, you've got Hunter, Smith, Sweets there. Sullivan's having a terrific season.
And Wallace can
Fogarty's in there for Carlton. Wallace can go in, as you said. Bedendo out here on the wing and Setterfield are both making their mark for their individual teams.
So Murkov working against Jordan Sweet. Blues getting himself back in front early in this second term. Friday night footy in the Smithies VFL. Sullivan just left it for Hunter, who sends it inside 50, but it's going to be turned over. Stocker going to the middle of Icon Park. No one could take the mark, but a dribbling ball will head towards the 50. Now, interesting from Darcy deciding to go off the ground. He had to go back in and get it himself and ran into all sorts of trouble. Quick handball out. Fogarty dragged down in the tackle. Crowd want ball. The umpire said no. Jones had an eternity with the footy, but the umpire will come in and throw it up. So trying to get things going here and reset that momentum, the Blues. Philp, long ball inside 50. Crocker got hands to it, couldn't finish it off. It's going to be a free kick for High. It's going to be a free kick going the Blues' way. Crozier just got a little bit too high on Honey. And he's going to wheel around now. Play on. Has he dragged it back enough? No. That has gone out of bounds on the full. Missed a lot in the end.
A bit lazy in the end, wasn't it?
It was.
From Honey. Won the free kick and then just sort of wandered out and tried to snap it back. As the Blues crowd play some games there with Bedendo. He eventually gets the ball and runs away from the back pocket. Long ball to the wing and slapped away. You heard that in the effects mic by Murkov. And it's over the boundary line. One other game going on tonight, Pete, in the AFL. If you don't wish to know the score, close your ears now. Essendon leading St Kilda by 9 points just before quarter time. As Chincotta fed it through. Nice hand pass. Carroll Inside 50, uncontested mark coming up here for Crozier. And he'll go with the switch. Could be on here, the Bulldogs. Darcy, further out to Raak. Front on contact there against Glass McCasker. Zane Cordy comes in to let him know that he wasn't too happy with it. Another former Bulldog, of course, Jesse Glass McCasker. Raak's okay, and he brings it back to Darcy. The switch on again, Crozier having a terrific start to this game. Short ball to Bedendo likewise. Hugs the boundary line, Sweet in front of Murkov. Chips to the wing, front spot, nice grab Handley.
Yeah, did a good job there, just to hold his position more than anything else. Goes to Stocker, kick is good, finds Carroll. Will go a bit longer, finds Setterfield. Too far out to score, but just going to take plenty of time. Looking for an option inside 50. No, it's not necessarily going to be the best one. It will come off hands. It might actually work out okay. Honey was dragged down the tackle. It goes wide. Butler under pressure. Cordy needs to be clean and is. Found Raak, who's got plenty of space inside defensive 50. He'll just clear the ball and go as far as he possibly can. But it looks like it's going to come straight back in. Chincotta had it all to himself in the end. Short to Kemp. Into the middle of the ground, Handley. And further across we go. Stocker had to do a bit of work. Ended up taking the mark. Now called to play on. He did go off the line. Back to Handley. And just playing a bit of kick to kick, a bit of statting up going on amongst the backs here. Stocker, his kick up the line, not finding the target. And it has been turned over. Garcia, his kick, little dribbler over the top. Trying to find McPherson. He's under pressure. Good pressure here from the Blues. Stocker again. Will just go around the body. His kick is good. Finds Setterfield.
And he can take off. He's missed the target, however. Hunter hits the ground running. The switch on here. They've got loose men across the middle of the ground. This is Butler. He goes to the pocket. Over the head it goes there of the Bulldogs player in Garner. In towards the forward pocket now. Bruce has it taken away from him. Kemp received a handball from Hayes. Kick was a bit of a scrubber. Getting it back there, Chincotta to Hayes. Pressure building here from the Bulldogs. Can they make something happen here? Glass McCasker's hand pass was poor. Two Blues didn't want it. Chincotta back to the wing. Crozier underneath it. A little bit messy, this little passage of play. Hunter, Raak. Swings across now. They're switching backwards and forwards, both teams. Darcy puts it into the path of Bedendo. He will drive it inside 50. Don Bedendo, long down the line. Here comes Bruce with 3 to beat. Thumped away by Kemp. Ground level ball, Handley over the top. It goes to Chincotta. He goes to Philp and the Blues will come away.
Yep, he's got a bit of space. He can go for a run. He goes wider. Fogarty on the end of this one. The Medi sub not used last night for the Blues. So he gets the opportunity to play here tonight. Called to play on. Look to go up the line. Cripps is the target. Falls short, Trudgeon. And the boundary line wins out, and we will have it tossed in. Nathan Drummond just gallops away. Only the one goal so far in this quarter. It went the way of the Blues. We've hit almost the 10-minute mark of this second term. Bit of a stalemate. Quarter number 2 in this entertaining contest. Sweet with front position. She get it down. Handley. In fact, it's Hunt, the 23rd player for Footscray. Works it back out. Hunter getting involved there as well. And this is going to be a good mark. It's Handley this time who takes it for the Blues. Looks up. We'll go wider. Blues will just do this by degrees, you feel. Hayes. I mentioned playing against his old side. He's kick up the line. Sweet with the fist. And plenty of numbers here for the Bulldogs. Butler. Going in the middle of the ground. It's been turned over.
And it's Honey, who will drive it towards half forward. Crocker, front spot, great mark. Just too strong for Cody Raak on that occasion. And he'll shoot for goal from 35 out straight in front. Should be able to kick his third.
Third on the goal-kicking table at the moment, the Smithies goal-kicking table. He'll now go into second place and chance to be equal first if he nails this one. Fergus Green leading the way with 30 goals for the season.
Crocker sitting on 26 here, so he'll join Burgess on 27 with this goal, but it is not a goal. Tings into the post. 2 goals, 1 for Ben Crocker.
Averaging 2.4 goals a game.
Certainly be happy with that. He spends a bit of time up on the wing as well.
So here's Cordy. Van der Heuvel. Back pocket. The Bulldogs respond here. Put a score on the board yet. That kick's been smothered over the line. It's nicely done, Lockie Fogarty, and they get to him as well. The Frosty Miller medal for the leading goal kicker in the Smithies VFL. That contest will be hotly contested too by the time we get to the end of the season. Sweet, just reaching over the top. The Blues here with the numbers. Dow just held his handball. Want the receive again. Just got through the Rourke Smith tackle. Handley. Handball towards the middle of the ground. Carroll just goes over the top. Chincotta now has some space. He goes with a long ball. Modlop. Maybe a push in the back on Van der Heuvel it is. And so he will take the free kick, the Bulldog.
So Bailey Van der Heuvel struggling to back up a good first season last year. But he's in there now. Tyrese Liu here took the intercept mark. Pumped it back inside 50. Big pack flies, ball to ground level. Hunter, base of the pack. Motlop got him. No prior opportunity, you would think. Ball up at the top of the goal square. I'll give you a quarter time score at the AFL shortly, but we'll give you a warning. Back in the old days, Pete.
I know, that's why we're here, reminiscing again.
Straight out of the contest here goes the Bulldogs. That was through Drummond, up towards the wing it goes. Here's a chance at the back for Carlton. Hand pass came back to Chincotta from Ma. He goes dangerously across to Hayes, who's up to the task. Back to Chincotta. Had a great game last week. He's backing it up. But Van der Heuvel has taken a terrific mark, and he's come down hard on the shoulder. And he's not in a good way here, Bailey Van der Heuvel. Hopefully just a stinger. But he's certainly holding that right shoulder. He'll go short, and he'll find Josh Kellett.
Keep an eye on Van der Heuvel. He's running towards the contest. Is he running towards the bench?
Yeah,
it's hard to tell.
He's coming off.
He goes, the ball going long here. Cordy and Fogarty. Fogarty did well in the contest just to neutralise, but there's a holding free kick, and it will go the way of the Blue.
This is a worry here because he will struggle to go with Cripps with one arm.
So, see if Fogarty's aware of that. This ball heading up towards that sort of contest and went through his hands. Cripps, Carl is there. Falls to the back, Carl again, just volleyball sort of stuff. Sullivan, it's pinballing around at the moment. Darcy, Sullivan, Setterfield getting in the way, and it's over the line.
He's in trouble, Van der Heuvel. He went into that previous marking contest and reeled out of it, grabbed the shoulder again and ignored the rest of the play and ran straight to the bench.
Do you want to tell people to look away now for the result, the quarter time score?
Can look away now. Close your ears. Quarter time. Essendon 4-5-29 leading St Kilda 2-1-13 at the first break.
As we wait for this footy to come back, we've got a little bit of time because there's no one on this side of the ground. So when the footy goes over, it's a bit of a retrieval mission to go and get it. Anyway, all's well that ends well as we get this back in to play. 1-1 for Carlton, no score for the Bulldogs. Setterfield dribbling a ball inside 50. Raak brought down at the crucial moment. Setterfield again. Here's Rourke Smith just hurling it onto the boot to McPherson. He just handballed right. Beautifully done in the end. Hunter, his kick up the line is a good one. Now they're building here, the Bulldogs. It's Chatfield who's got it. Centre wing. Doesn't see a lot to kick to. That's why he had to lower the eyes, but too low. Paddy Dow takes the mark. Across the ground. Ma. Middle of the ground. Fogarty. And he'll look to go back to Dow, who's got the short option in Handley wider if he wants him. Decides not to. Looks up and there's a loose player in defence for the Bulldogs. So the player is Darcy. He gets hands to it. As Crozier will look to clear. This may only be temporary. Hayes, oh, he dropped what he should have taken in the end. Got it across Chincotta, back to Hayes. Oh, he spun out of trouble beautifully. Kick inside 50. Well, he was looking for Fogarty, but it's been cut off again.
And it was Chatfield who brought it across to Sweet. Brings it a wobbler down the wing. Straight through it goes. Here's Bruce with a couple of beat. Put the hand pass off. He took him on there, did Will Lewis. He'll be gone. Yes, he is. It was mentioned that Will Lewis, one of the late inclusions for Footscray. Naif Hamad was the other one. Buku Karmas and Lockie McNeil held over. They were the emergencies who were pulled out of the VFL team. As Hayes goes to half forward. This is a much better kick to Trudgeon. There was one change for the Blues as well. Stefan Radovanovic being a late exclusion as the kick inside 50 is lovely to Glass McCasker. That was Zane Barzan who came in for Stefan Radovanovic. The late changes from the selected teams last night. So Jesse Glass McCasker with a couple of goals already. This will take his best effort from about 51 metres out. He's given it a good hit, but he's out to the near side and one behind only. 2 goals, 1 also for him alongside Ben Crocker. They've kicked 1-2 to nothing this term, the Blues.
Yeah, low scorer this second quarter, Callets. Just going the 1-2 as this ball going long. Dangerous contest, but player in front, Jones, excellent. We know it can take him. Did well against Kemp. And that ball now back into neutral territory. Bedendo fumbled at the crucial moment. We'll have it tossed in.
We're getting plenty of highlights, aren't we? That was real courage from Arthur Jones back with the fly to the footy. Unfortunately, his disposal let him down.
Should mention too that Dom Aqui still hasn't returned from the rooms. You suspect concussion protocols in play there. Went off in the opening quarter, copped a head-high knock, and we haven't seen him feature in this second term. It's a bit of a blow for the Blues. The Greensboro product. Good part of the world, that. Is this ball heading towards the boundary line? Will it be kept in? Yes. So chance here for McPherson. His kick going along. Bruce had 2 to beat. He might have been pushed out here. I think it's going to be a free kick. It is. Kemp can't believe it, but I think it was there. And Josh Bruce with a chance at his 3rd.
Important mistake, I suppose, for Brody Kemp. Just got caught behind the bigger man.
Yeah, well,
it's a big ask for Brody Kemp to be playing key defence, but there's just so many big defenders out of the Carlton squad at the moment.
There was a 2-on-1, and I mean, the way that Bruce attacked that footy, he's always going to be in a prominent position. Push out there from Kemp. But Bruce, chance at number 3. Got it. He snuck it in. First of the second for the Bulldogs. A seesawing encounter, and they're back in front by a point as we head towards time on in term number 2.
Not going to be playing VFL for long, I don't think, Josh Bruce. Although that Footscray forward, the Western Bulldogs forward line, he's certainly throwing down the gauntlet to the likes of Josh Shackey and Jamara Ugle-Hagan, who are getting their chance tomorrow.
Talk about the inside 50 count. It was heavily weighted in favour of the Bulldogs. A turnaround, 22-21. Bulldogs still leading that stat. Hayden Crozier leading all comers with 16 disposals so far. Lockie Fogarty with 15, and Lockie Hunter for the Bulldogs with 15 as well.
And he's been very good, has Lockie Hunter in particular. As the restart is won by Murkov over top of Lewis. Trying to go through there is Trudgeon. Philp got around one. Tumble to kick inside 50. Jones. Was he pushed? No, umpire said that's okay. Hand pass over the top from Trudgeon. Gives the Blues a chance again. Charging out Rack. Fumbled. Over the head. Crocker. Around the corner he goes. But he can't hook it back. And it's out of play on the full. 1 point the margin. We're in time on of the second quarter. Really competitive game of footy.
It is good to see on a Friday night. Still conditions in Melbourne, but cool. And this ball will be tossed in. Reasonable enough crowd this evening. As we said, the Bulldogs playing in Sydney tomorrow night, so a chance to see their team running around this weekend. A good venue for it too. As we wait for this ball to come back in, as Chincotta, high ball inside 50, waiting underneath it. Butler had it all to himself, but the footy's been turned over and it goes to the other pocket and will go out. Just to have our production meeting on air, they confirmed that Icon Park is going to be for the grand final, the venue for the grand final this year.
I think their plans were to go back to Marvel, back to Docklands, but I'm sure I'll be corrected if that's not the case.
Okay, just sort of question without notice.
because of the missing stand. Here we go.
He's down. He's off target.
I think that's because of the work going on here, which has reduced the capacity.
I suspect Port Melbourne for the first 3 weeks, and then off to Marvel after that.
Of course, the VFLW Grand Final being played at ETU Stadium at Northport, as Josh Bruce has the football, gives the handball off. Long flying shot at goal from Garcia is out to the right. It's going to bounce on its end and stay in play. Numbers with Carlton. Clearing ball came from Liu. Out to half-back now. It's Carroll, who received from Philp. Goes to Ma. Ma will hold things up. Sets it long up the wing. Murkov's the target, reaches over the top and he's too tall. 210 centimetres or so will do that. Kicks to half forward, ball off hands. Here's Crocker, dangerous from here. Ben Crocker hooks it back on goal. Too much this time. Not enough the first time, too much the second time, and he's hit the post.
Well, the Three Bears will get it just right the third time. Butler short, here's Crozier. They're short as well as they try and exit the 50. Rack. Kick wider. Here's Darcy from position. Nice work over Murkov. Short to Wallace. Now he looks up and sees a lot of one-on-ones down the ground, so that's why he's going the shorter option. Cordy. His kick up the line, but Dendo just couldn't snatch it in the last minute. And that's the results. We head towards half-time in this one. It's been a low-scoring second quarter. Just the 1 goal apiece. And 6 goals in the opening term. Fogarty just sends the ball forward here for the Blues. And we'll send it to the boundary line. And we'll have it tossed in. So what has it been? 1 goal, 4 for Carlton. And just the 1 goal for Footscray. The Blues in front by a point here at Icon Park, heading towards half-time. Round 13 of the Smithies VFL at Icon Park this evening. There's high ball Bedendo. That one was going to be tough to mark anyway. Here's Wallace. In short, Garcia taken over the line, and we will have it tossed in right in front of our commentary position.
And the Blues have kicked 4 points since I said they were kicking well for goal. I'm very good at knocking them down to size.
You are.
Boundary throw in front of our broadcast position. Sweet in the front. Dow. Fed it back to Setterfield. Oh, great piece of work there from Chatfield. Turnover time. Hand pass from Hunter over the head. Garcia. Can he find room? He did somehow. Goes towards half forward. Oh, great market in the front spot. And that came from Ethan Hunt, the first game for the Bulldogs, second VFL game. Played 1 for Essendon. Ethan Hunt goes to full forward. Bruce at the back. Kemp got it down at the front spot. Motlop's in the vantage point. Can he pick it up? He couldn't. Kemp at the base of the pack. Wallace is there as well. Fed it out. Hunt's a chance here for the Bulldogs on the side. Liu. Hand pass came out eventually to Michael Lewis. And it's hooked around the corner. Up towards the wing came from Fogarty. But Sam Darcy takes the mark about 65 metres out for Footscray.
Yep, and he goes long again, looking for Bruce as the target. He's the front position. Plenty of Blues numbers at the back, and they raffled it off in the end, Phil. And they just settle. The long ball, dangerous. Staying there, Carl. And he's got an acre of space too. He wants to go as long as he possibly can. Here's Honey, he's got it. He can keep running on. Open goal, just got to finish, and he does. He's second for the evening. Important goal as we head towards half-time. And 41 plays 34, and they got that transition. They went coast to coast, the Blues, and did it beautifully.
Wonderful stuff, wasn't it? Carl got it over the back. Away he went. He wasn't going to get caught. Philp as well. Good kicking to advantage too. They saw that their men were quicker than the players they were on. So rather than kick to the contest, put it over the top, let them run onto it. Great footy, Carlton. So the Blues heading towards half-time with a handy lead now, 7 points. We believe both teams are a player down. Dom McQuee with that likely concussion. Bailey van der Heuvel with a shoulder for Footscray. Hasn't emerged from the dugout. Fogarty with a clearing ball towards half forward. Drummond drops a chest mark, gives Philp a chance. He's brought down by Butler. Handball over the top came from Garcia. Still a chance here for Carlton. Motlop, Bedendo fires it out. Carroll caught high. Umpire said play on. Drummond's there as well. He's wrapped up. Dived on him, did Josh Cripps. Umpire calls for it eventually. Good contest.
It's almost that heart and mouth stuff where you wait for the umpire. Just blow the whistle. Just blow the whistle. Fogarty. Handball out. Taken off the footy without it was Hamad. And forced to Dow, who goes with a long ball up towards the top of the goal square. Well, the fist came in from Callett. It was just in the wrong direction, but it actually worked out okay because Ruck swooped onto it and a couple of Bulldogs waiting up ahead. It just went slow. They got it done. Bedendo will go from the broadcast side across the ground. Darcy, he's in all sorts of strife. Now got to lay the tackle. Coming through was Philp. They come diving in, and that is half-time. I was waiting for the umpire's whistle there to see whether a free kick would be plucked out. But that is half-time here at Icon Park. And it is the Blues leading 6-5-41 to the Bulldogs 5-4-30.
So can the Bulldogs answer and keep their season alive? Jordan Sweet and Alex Murkov to start it. Murkov got the tap. Left behind it was by the Bulldogs from Garner. Garner pushed off the ball by Motlop, having another go at it. Good tackle by Smith on Carroll. Here is Trudgeon, who somehow managed to get away. He got it to Hayes coming in off the wing. Tumbles a kick towards half forward. Slapped through by Fogarty, only as far as Wallace. He hooks it back towards half forward. Thrown out of the contest there for the Dogs was Lewis. Still a chance here for Carlton. It's Liu who pumps it up to half forward. Ball knocked to ground, grab without the football. Really should have been a free kick from Ned Carl, who's ditched the long sleeves. And it's thumped to the line by Crozier. The umpire says throw it in, despite the protests of Ben Crocker.
The boundary umpire just lost his footing temporarily there. A slight delay to give the call.
Ned Carl was really dragged down. Unlucky not to get a free kick there.
Is Setterfield. Sends ball inside 50. Drummond got mitts to it. Couldn't bring it down. Crozier just clearing the area temporarily. Dow on the end of it. Goes laterally. Stocker. Now, what can the Blues do here? Ball up towards the top of the goal square. They fly. Crocker. They got numbers. Almost off the ground from Carl. They get the behind on the board. They're continuing to press the Blues. It was all the Bulldogs in the opening half, really, of the first quarter, but then the Blues have just been slowly pegging them back. A low-scoring second quarter. And as Crozier goes long from full back.
And the front spot was with Hamad, who couldn't take the mark. Set of field under the pump. Smith is the one who picked it up. He got caught by Fogarty straight away. The umpire says no prior opportunity. Umpire Roger puts the ball up in the air. Murkov, sweep there. Wallace. This is Garner. He can't break clear. Nice tackle from Trudgeon. Take two. Sweet goes for open space. Dow fed it back to Stocker. Hooks it around the corner. It's close to the line. It's too wide, in fact. It'll be out of play on the full. And the free kick will go to the Bulldogs. And it'll be taken down there in the back pocket by Crozier.
You hope that's reinforced glass. That new centre for the Blues. The footy's going left, right and centre. Tell you what, if you work in the offices there, you get a hell of a fright if they're training and it misses the mark. As ball here with Hanley at the bottom of the pack, and he's in trouble. So holding the footy. Free kick for the Bulldogs. There's Lewis. Will Lewis goes up the line, but it's going to be mopped up again. Hayes, just a little chipper, but he's put it out of bounds on the full. And here's Sullivan. Ready to put the ball in short. Oh, looking for Chatfield, who's ridden into the turf. Nice work, Setterfield. Good awareness. And rather than being rewarded, it'll just be a neutral contest. In fact, it was Hamad who's at the bottom of that pack. And he just couldn't get the ball away in time. Here's Setterfield again laying the tackle. As this kick will go up the line for the Blues. One-on-one contest. Bit of holding going on. The umpire saying, well, that was a fair contest. And Rack, well, it ends up being out of bounds on the full. There'll be a discussion here. The boundary umpire and the field umpire. What's it going to be? Throw in. So Jack Carroll was ready to take that ball inside 50 for the Blues. Instead, we've got it thrown in.
Actually thought if it wasn't out on the full, it was deliberate. So Carlton a bit unlucky there again. As it's thumped down by Sweet. Oh, there's a Blue player might have done a finger here, Stocker. Just a jarring, he's okay.
Nothing worse on a cold night.
Dislocated or jarred finger. That would sting. Sweet and Murkov have basically done the rucking one out. Lewis has had a little bit. He's caught here. Sweet, did he get a hand pass away? The umpire was blindsided. Garcia, Smith, Sullivan to half forward. Here is Bruce and Kemp. Kemp got the front spot. Got it to Motlop. He'll take off through the middle and go for a run. Pumps it inside 50. Back with the flight. Courageous mark. Taken by Lewis Butler.
Sure was. As they set the Bulldogs up. What was free-flowing in the opening quarter, a lot more difficult. Bedendo. Nice mark, though, on centre wing. Looks with a spearing ball. It's a good kick. Sullivan. Short over the top. It was well picked up, and the Blues have intercepted again. A long ball to a one-on-one, which actually might work out for the Blues. The kick going short. Crocker should just keep running on. He decides to give it off. Good option. Good team footy, and Honey's got it again. He's going to turn his back because he is going to have the shot. Fair enough, too. Got 2 goals in the opening half. Chance to add another one here.
Looked like he was trying to handball it off just for a second or two. Had a look at the men running past. You give a handball 20 metres out straight in front when you've got a set shot.
Yeah.
Geez, it'd want to be a guarantee.
Wouldn't necessarily be considered best practice, but in he comes. Honey hits it sweetly and has his third.
0 goals for the season before tonight, Josh Honey. Now 3 straight.
Making a late charge for the Frosty Miller medal, perhaps, from a long way back.
Well, yeah, what's he spotted? A 30-goal head start for Fergus Green.
Yep.
He's back within 27.
Just the 30.
He's back within 27.
So, 48 plays 34 in this third quarter. this Smithies VFL. I mentioned that the runs for both of these teams, a win for Carlton tonight, they'll go to 28 points, and I'll leave my co-commentator to the expert on the percentage, but I suggest that it's going to put them into 5th spot on the table provisionally heading into this round. But for Footscray, they'll move to 20 points. They may only go up the 1 place, but keep them in touch with the top 8.
Yeah, well, I think a defeat tonight would just about rule them out at 4 and 7. They are right on the precipice, Footscray, and they need to find goals now. As Dow and Smith try to win the ball out. Dow left it behind. Smith somehow tumbled it through. Garcia, he's caught by Liu. Did he have Pryor? He's lost the footy now. Goes back and gets it again. He got it through Garcia. Here's Hunter. Got it across to McPherson. From 50, kicks towards full forward. Bruce just over his head. Hayes tumbled it down. He got dispossessed. Bulldog supporters want ball. Umpire says no. Setterfield brought to ground. My ball is the call from umpire Roger. And it'll be a ball up deep in the forward pocket. Footscray needing a goal.
Murkov over the top. Dow just trying to put it into open space. McPherson found Wallace. Oh, he fumbled at the crucial moment. Fogarty was taken high and the umpire's seen it. So it'll be a free kick going the way of the Blues. Disposal winner on the ground to half time. Across the ground, Stocker. And he'll go up the line. It's a good kick. Chincotta's got plenty of space. And he'll go out wider glass. McCasker, nicely done against Darcy. They mark all free kick. Take your pick because there were hands in the back too. But Jesse Glass McCasker kicked a goal in the opening term. He kicked one in the second term. A chance to extend the margin here for the Blues.
They're starting to look like the team that's been in and around the top 4 all season, aren't they, Carlton?
Well, the confidence they have at AFL level, we see it so many times, permeating down to the VFL. They might beat that record that's been standing since 1892. As I said, Brendan, start of the year from you. As the kick is going to miss left. So 49 plays 34. In this third quarter, Smithies VFL, the first game of round number 13 here at Icon Park.
To throw another one at you that could break this weekend too shortly as the kick goes out towards half back. Bruce can't run onto it. It's out of play. Sydney plays Williamstown on Sunday up in Blacktown. The South Melbourne Sydney Football Club has never lost to the Seagulls in 16 games. 15-0 and a draw. Although they haven't played since 1896, so there's a chance for them to beat it. As a hand pass came out, there's Sullivan, he's caught. Butler, handball over the top. Carroll, got the hand pass through. Clever hook back here from the Blues. Here's a chance now for Philp, worried out of the contest. Sweet, fed it back to Butler. Now off to the advantage of Kellett, who dumped it out of 50. But it's going to come back. Long ball in from Stocker. Who's there? Nobody. And Crozier marks for Footscray.
I really hope in the preview this week on the VFL part of the AFL website you have the last time they played.
I certainly do. It's there.
There's this kick. Please tell me it was back in the 1800s as Sullivan's got it.
1896.
And you've got the result.
Yep. South Melbourne won at Williamstown Oval. Almost 100 and, what is it, 1896, almost 126 years to the day.
Crozier, I bet you when they were playing they didn't think it'd be brought up in 2022. As Cordy's got it here for Footscray. To be a little off track because play has slowed down. Kellett, he looks perplexed. He's going to go wider. It's okay. It's into the advantage of Butler, who can cut back inboard. He's kicked inside the 50. Coming through Jones. Trying to come through. Almost a high tackle. No call from the umpire. Setterfield works with Kemp, who'll just look to clear the area. It's only going to be temporary. Trapping the ball is Drummond. His handball works to Sullivan, who's going to go around the body as it dragged it back enough. He has not. First score on the board of this third term for the Bulldogs. But you feel that they just need to get the next one.
Yeah, under the pump now, Footscray. They've conceded 7 of the last 9 goals after kicking the first 3. As Will Hayes has to be accurate with this, and Sweet is able to pick off Carroll's marking attempt. So they can build again here, Footscray. Lockie Hunter has slowed down a bit in this third quarter, just the 2 touches so far. He's up to 18. Sweet has a couple of goes at this. Wallace. Sweet got rid of his man. Setterfield hand pass over the top. Was that high from Rourke Smith? It certainly was. And Stocker will get the free kick on defensive 50. Chips it out wide. Had to be direct. Arm chop against Cody Rack. So Jack Carroll will get the free. It has become a bit stop-start in this third quarter. And that'll suit Carlton with the 15-point lead. Fogarty. Repeating, both teams are 1 player down. Handley flicks the hand pass over the top. They're working in confined spaces here, Carlton. Fogarty wrapped up. Well done, Rourke Smith creates the stoppage.
So that play paid insufficient intent as well along the way. Good umpiring though to ensure that that's not the case. As this ball to be tossed back in. It's a bit of a stalemate, but it's certainly the advantage with the Blues in this third term. Here's Dow. Managed to get the handball out. McPherson just dribbling ahead. Now Jones puts the afterburners on. He's got a handball alongside. Bedendo, open goal square. Misses. Oh, they're having some chances here, the Bulldogs. First period of the match since 15-minute mark of the opening quarter. They're pressing, but just can't get close enough. 13 points.
They've got to finish off these opportunities before the Blues get one. Tyrese Liu played well for the Colgate Young Guns last month. His kick up to the wing, knocked to ground there for Carlton by Josh Cripps. Been quiet tonight. He's returned to the team. Tumble kick towards half forward, ends up with Butler. Clever hand pass over the top to Hunter. A little one around the boundary from Rack is smothered well by Glass McCasker. And a boundary throw in. Hayden Crozier up to 23 disposals, 9 marks and a goal for Footscray. Lockie Fogarty on 23 for the Blues. Liam Stocker's up to 20, having a big third quarter. Here goes Garcia. Got it across to Sullivan. 2-on-1 contest here against the Bulldogs, and it didn't matter. Terrific mark from Chatfield, and he can kick the goal that the Bulldogs so desperately need.
Yeah, they're just pressing now again. We saw this sort of pattern in the opening term. Just repeat inside 50s, haven't managed to put them away. Now an opportunity for Chatfield.
He was third in line of a 1-on-2 contest there, Chatfield. A beautiful kick. Sat it on his head and gave him every opportunity, and he sprayed it as well, I think. So the Blues are being let off the hook here. Chatfield with 2 behinds tonight. 7-10 for the season.
So Cincotta to bring the ball back into play. 29 disposals last week. He's up to 13 for the game, about to be 14 as he's going to go short. Barzan. Handley. Now, plenty happening on this broadcast side of the ground. Instead, it's a little chipper ball. It will eventually get out there. Cincotta has to go again. It's not his teammate into all sorts of trouble. Working here, Trudgeon just got the handball away before he was dealt with. Setterfield. Good mark, half back. Looks up. It's quite stagnant up ahead. Well, this will end up being a 2-on-1. The effort coming through Stocker. In fact, it wasn't Stocker. It was Glass McCasker. No, it was, I'll have another go. Ma, who came through. Third time lucky. And we'll have this ball tossed in. Eventually got there.
We always get there eventually.
We do. As this ball's tossed in. Hunter, Wallace, tap down Callett, towards half forward. Just can't get through the initial wave. Here's Sullivan. He's got the handball over the top. Smith. Rourke Smith will just go long, and this should be cut off. Will Hayes takes the relieving mark.
Shutting him down nicely here, the Blues. As Will Hayes finds Crocker. He's come a long way up the ground to get his hands on the footy. That was lucky to be 15. Hayes gets it back. And they deliberately work their way out of defence. Sam Philp. Given the hurry up and called to play on now. So he'll decide to kick it as far as he can down the wing. Now, is that a push? Yes, it is. Free kick to the Bulldogs. And it goes to Butler. It wasn't a good kick. Puts the pressure on Garcia. He's under the pump. He's ragdolled Riley Garcia, and he's gone. Nice tackle for Handley. He goes quickly by hand to Ma. Come through to Dow. 60 out, spearing ball inside 50. But Sam Darcy's in the way and takes the mark. And he'll clear out wide to Rack.
Here goes wide. Chatfield. Shorter ball to Callett. So to rack up the possessions. Here's Josh Callett. We'll go back to Darcy. Inside defensive 50. The switch is on. Here's Hunter. He can get on the end of it. They just can't go anywhere. They've tried one side of the ground, they've tried the other. And now Sweet is a short option. He looks up ahead. Maybe Hamad. It's here on his own on the broadcast side near the boundary line. Going to go longer. 2-on-1 in favour of the Blues. It actually fell to the Black Barzan. Trying to work his way through Stocker. Handball didn't hit the target. It's Drummond who goes with the high up and under. Jones dropped what he should have taken in the dewy conditions. Brought down by Dow. And now there should be advantage. Hayes has to get through the traffic. Did well at the end, Trudgeon. Will go with a short kick to Crocker. Too far out to score, you would feel. But wants to get on with it quickly. Decides to go wide to the pocket and find Cripps. So Josh Cripps. Chance to get himself in amongst the goals here. An important goal for the Blues in this third term. Heading towards time on.
Only his third disposal and second mark, Josh Cripps. Been quiet tonight. He can really make an impact here.
So, from just on the paint of 50, maybe a little bit inside. Cripps has kept it left. Again, opportunities going begging for both teams. 13-point ball game, heading to time on in this third quarter.
The Blues set up really well when the Bulldogs were trying to pick their way through then. It wasn't man-on-man as such, but they had every little hole filled. When they got the turnover, as Wagana takes this mark, they took off and they ran a lot harder than the Bulldogs. There were 7 or 8 dogs trailing behind, and that's why Cripps got that shot at goal. So they're going to have to pick up that intensity again, Footscray, that they had in that first quarter. Otherwise, they'll be seeing their season slip away in the next 3/4 of an hour. Ball back into play. Sweet in the front spot. Garcia's tried hard. Hand pass through. Sullivan has it ripped out of his grasp by Dow. Garcia goes again. Keeps it in front of himself. Now kicks off the ground and puts it out on the full. It's a little bit unlucky, but once again, the Blues had the numbers there and had him nicely hemmed in on the line.
Well, not much to kick to up ahead, and that's the problem. Offensively, both teams are really locked in. Here's Carroll. Looks up and doesn't see a lot that he likes. Thinking about the switch, deciding against the switch. And we'll just go up the line. Boy, a huge pack of players here. Fist there from Lewis. That's Will Lewis for the Bulldogs. Off hands. Ends up with Wallace. Great handball from Hunt. His kick going along in the Bruce direction. He kept his feet. Well done, Kemp. Managed to keep it going and found Chincotta. And they've got some space on this outer side. Crocker looks up. We'll just wait for the traffic to pass. They could have raffled it off the 2 Blues there. Philp is a player to take it. He goes back across the ground. Hayes Up towards half forward. They've got leading options. Glass McCasker. High ball. They'll come in from all directions. The Flyers. Here's a chance for the Blues. Well, this might work out for Setterfield. He's got time to steady and drag it back for a goal. They finally got there, the Blues, but again, their transition out of defence is exceptional. And they're getting the job done into time on in this third quarter.
Brody Kemp, absolutely magnificent. Half of that goal is his. He was knocked to ground by Josh Bruce. He was completely out of position. He managed to get a sweeping kick away while he was lying on the ground, just hacked at the loose ball, hit Chin Cotter, and they were away. David Handley was the one who realised that and got back to congratulate Kemp. But that goal started back in defensive 50, and it's a big one for Carlton.
Yeah, 19 points the margin. And that's game high.
So massive problems now for Footscray. 20-point lead in the first quarter. They now trail by 19. Will Lewis in the ruck, beaten for it there by Murkov. Garcia, swinging tackle, got in by Trudgeon. Tried to jump over top of it, and the Blues said no way. We'll have another ball up. Will Lewis ragdolled by Murkov. Bedendo spun through the tackle, kicks to half forward. Kemp brought to ground. Chincotta knocked down was the handball there by Michael Lewis. It came out to Kemp from Fogarty to the wing. Knocked away from Honey. Setterfield, the most recent goal kicker, back to Chincotta. Wanted to go to Stocker, changed his mind and stepped through traffic. Beautifully done. Kicks to half forward. No mark here for the Blues forwards, but they're going to get an opportunity here. Carroll from 50, kicks inside 50, Crocker's out the back, and he takes the mark at the top of the goal square.
Just got the drop. It was a beautiful kick, right to his advantage.
He took the chance there, Ben Crocker. He ran from the contest, got forward, backed his teammates to win the footy, and Carroll put the kick right into his path. And if he can put this away, he's kicked 2 goals two goals at this end in the first quarter. Carlton will be well on their way. And he does drive it through onto the roof of the social club. And it'll be a while coming back, that one. They'll be picking that up at training on Monday, I think. 3 goals to Ben Crocker. And Carlton out by 25 points here at Icon Park in Friday night footy.
I wonder how many footies are up there on that roof.
I reckon there'd be a few, wouldn't you?
I reckon there would be. I reckon someone's job on a Monday morning is to get up on the roof and go and collect the footies. Because they don't come cheap.
No. I think they're around about $170 or $80 these days.
Yeah, so well worth retrieving from the roof up there. Looks like there's plenty of opportunity to get up ladder style.
Someone will come down with a big ladder about 3 o'clock in the morning and pick one up. It won't be me. I can't climb a ladder at the moment.
Well, now they know it's there, Brendan, of course. So, crucial moments here for the Bulldogs. There's McPherson trying to bullock his way through. Can't do so. Sweet with the front position. Had it all to himself, so he just takes it out of the ruck. Hunter will go around the body. Up inside 50. Well, almost the mark. Here's Chatfield. And this little dribbler. Will the pitch inside? No, just goes out. We will have it tossed in. Boundary umpire scurrying across to try and pick it up as we head towards 3-quarter time. 3 goals in this quarter for the Blues. 3 goals, 3. Plays 3 behinds. I have to say, those 3 opportunities, all of them makeable for the Bulldogs as back into play. This is going absolutely nowhere. Good tackle by Stocker. Just holding up Rourke Smith. Have another go at it. This ball pinballing around. will end up with Hunter right near the boundary line. He's taken over. We will have it tossed in.
Little pat on the head there from Hunter to Handley. Good tackle. They need to score here, Footscray, you get the feeling. 26.5 minutes gone in the third quarter. It gets over the back. Will Lewis, can he get it up and get a kick away? Was he pushed? Bulldogs crowd says yes. Umpire says no. Just rolled at the right time, Alex Murkov, to not give away the free kick. Josh Bruce will have a go against him this time, and Murkov will slap it out. Playing for the free kick there was Barzan. Hand pass came through. Liu catches Sullivan, puts him to deck. And another ball up will result. Lewis was caught high there. Umpire didn't agree. He got the football back. Will Lewis. Handley flicks it up to Setterfield. Blues will get out of trouble. How long for? Oh, very good mark taken there for Footscray by Zane Cordy, who drills it towards half forward, but Setterfield gets in the way and marks well for Carlton.
Yeah, great mark going back with the flight. Heading towards three-quarter time. They want to play a bit of tempo footy. Handley back to Setterfield. And the short ball is okay. They're just going to take their time. Chincotta. Short kick again. They'll just work it around. Handley. Kemp. Decide to go the broadcast side because Fogarty now has the cavalry arriving. He was on his own. Hunter may have landed awkwardly. Jones puts the kick back inside 50 for the Bulldogs. Kemp flew high, couldn't clunk it. And now we've got another stalemate. The umpire will throw that ball up. Hunter looks like he's okay. I think Fogarty too. Have it tossed up. They'd love a goal before three-quarter time here, Bulldogs, just to try and get some sort of momentum happening into the final term. Oh, Kemp almost kicking in danger at the end there. Merkel just holding up the footy. And that is three-quarter time. 28.5 minutes that quarter. And it is the Blues getting the job done. 9-8-62 to the Bulldogs. 5-7-37. So they've extended their lead here, Carlton. It might be a commanding final quarter to get underway. Here's Brendan Rhodes.
It does create a little bit of a delay, but we love the fans being able to get out to the huddles. Footscray have their season on the line in the next half an hour. What have they got? Murkov won the tap for Carlton. Good hand pass out from Dow to Fogarty. He kicks towards half forward. Knocked away from the Blues. Butler. Hand pass has been sharked. Good piece of play that by Ma. Setterfield into full forward. Crashing the pack there is Darcy. Butler wrapped up by Carl. He's not getting away from there. It'll be a ball up. About 35 metres out. Footscray, I reckon 7 losses out of 18. Maybe too many this year as Honey does the roving, and Honey dribbles it through. And that makes it extremely hard now for Footscray. 4 goals for Josh Honey, 1 in each quarter. And he's having a night out.
Yeah, it was smooth, wasn't it? Honey there. 1 in each of the quarters too. It's just putting the marker down now for Footscray to try and chase, but I feel now that that's going to be a bit too far away. A great start for the Blues. They managed to get the win, go to 7-4. They've got Coburg next week back here. Then the bye, then Port Melbourne, Geelong and the Giants. So they can put the foot down, the Blues.
They're all winnable, those games.
Absolutely.
For Carlton. They did lose to Coburg last year, so they'll be interested and desperate to get that one back.
Just saw Dom McQuay at the three-quarter time huddle for Carlton. He hasn't played a role pretty much since quarter time. Copped a head-high knock and out under the concussion protocols. Here's Garcia for Footscray across to Smith. Rourke Smith sends them inside 50. Stocker to pick it up, works with Kemp, who will go wide. The kick is good, finds Honey. 4 goals tonight. And he goes short to Hayes. I'm not sure who to kick to. Hoping for someone to come to him. So he's got to get around Hunt. And, well, he's got to go over the top. This might work out okay. Chincotta, as they go wider. He's into the middle of the ground. They go. Liu, the 23rd player, just going round and round in circles. They've just got to try and find some space. Ma going to the middle of the ground. It's dangerous, and it's been turned over. May only be temporary. McPherson trying to go one-handed there. It's right near the boundary line. Will they keep it in the Blues? They will. Ma again, around one, almost caught by two. His kick's going to be turned over, and it's Darcy who comes in and takes the relieving mark.
He has done some nice things, Sam Darcy. He gets to Wallace now. Around the boundary line it goes. Getting back there is Kemp, who's gotten better as the game's gone on. Brings it back to the wing, and it's thumped away by Xavier Ma. And over the line, away from the marking effort of Will Lewis. One of the Bulldogs' late inclusions. Lewis and Hamad came into the team for Karmas and McNeil, who will be travelling to Sydney tomorrow as emergencies. And pass out Setterfield, received from Philp. Floated a kick towards half forward. Pressure on now here on Darcy. Across to Raak, who just decided to hack it out of the air. Get it away from all those Blues. Crocker arrives in the other direction. Shrugs the tackle beautifully. Kicks inside 50. Mark not taken. The spoil was good. And the clearing ball from Cordy sent it back out to the wing. Here's Hunt. First game for the Dogs. Inboard to Hunter. And he got crunched and will get the free kick.
Yep, and he'll go, oh, dangerously. It's going to be chopped off. And Fogarty's got it. He's got someone driving by. It's going to be a free kick coming down the ground. Is it going to be advantage paid to Hayes? It might be, it is. Yep, so it came down the ground. It was in the goal square. And Hayes adds another one. His first for the evening. And the Blues kicking clear now.
It'll be a sweet one for Will Hayes against his former club. Played 97 VFL games for Footscray, as well as getting his AFL opportunity, much deserved and long overdue, and was actually surprised that he lost his spot on the list. Didn't manage to break into the AFL team last year as the Bulldogs rushed to the grand final.
Had to put going back into the family business on hold. Now that he's back playing AFL again.
Yeah, I'd imagine that he was manager of the Flemington Stables while playing here for Carlton, but getting a second opportunity, and well, he certainly deserves it. Will Hayes juggling training horses with playing football. Both ends of the day. Played his 100th game earlier this year. Sweet. Won the tap. Trying to work his way through here was Dow. Handball over the top, Bedendo. Got it across to Smith. Steps around one. Gets onto the right boot. Kick had to be good, and it was. Arthur Jones hits the ground and runs away from Handley. Puts it inside 50 to the charging lead of Bruce. Couldn't take the mark. Diving on the contest there, Jones and also Chatfield, but there's a high contact free kick. And it's going to Carlton deep in the back pocket for Zane Bars and their own late inclusion, who replaced Radovanovic before the bounce.
Goes across the teeth of goal. Here's Carroll. So Carroll will go wide. Fogarty. Short. Just standing up again. Handley back to Fogarty. Up the line. Motlop. Under pressure from Jones. So Jesse Motlop not sure where to go.
Just his fourth touch tonight, Motlop.
Yeah, being quiet. Setterfield, who hasn't. Across to Carroll. Back to Fogarty again. He's carved his way through. Here's Motlop. Half volley sort of style. Handball over the top. Here's Dow. Gets through the traffic nicely up to centre half forward. Guided it beautifully. Now here's Liu. He could have a shot, the 23rd player. And he misses to the left. They bring the goals, the Blues. And looking comfortable as they do it here in this final quarter.
How good was that from Paddy Dow? All class to find space and then hit the target through that. Sam Darcy Out to half-back. Nice mark taken here by Kellett. He thought about coming inboard. Smarter move to go down the line to the wing. Bruce with a couple to beat. Brought the ball to ground. Garcia slapped it out to Hunter. Thought about going back to Chatfield. Hayes got him over the shoulder. So Lockie Hunter with the free kick. He's racked them up, Hunter. May need another one yet. Gave it to Chatfield. Big fly came from Jones. Couldn't take the mark. Caught by one hand there, Garcia laying the tackle, and then it wraps him up second go. And gets the benefit of the doubt from umpire Adair. It was Paddy Dow, the last man up there for the Blues.
Not able to get clear of this. Bulldogs just desperate to get it inside 50. They do eventually. They've managed to get the handball out. It's cleverly done by Dow in the end, and there's going to be a dangerous tackle in the end. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Blues.
I reckon there's been a lot worse than that not paid tonight.
Yep, Carroll to take it. Oh, and again, just stuck for options. Been that sort of second half, really. And now the Blues, can they get some run happening? Here's Dow. Kick inside a wide open 50. He's just got to tee it up in front of Carl, who's right near the boundary line. This ball actually stayed in the end. And this is going to line. This should be deliberate. It is.
One of the easiest decisions the umpires had to make tonight.
They're under pressure, the Bulldogs, but here's Crocker.
He's capable from here.
He absolutely is. 3 tonight already. This would be the icing on the cake. Being brought around on the angle. He's going to come around. Yep, he plays on. He has a crack. Oh, have a look at that! Across the face. Boy, that looked good for about 3/4 of it. Here's Hunter for the Bulldogs with a kick just into space. This is going to come straight back in. Glass McCasker. He goes wide. Stocker will just level things out. Oh, dangerous looking for Carroll. It's in dispute in the middle of the ground. They come up with it, the Bulldogs. Callett goes with a long ball. Bruce caught out of position. Just bounces off his chest. Here's Wallace. Got to get through the traffic. Now into the path of Bruce. Right near the boundary line. He puts it back out. Jones does well to take the tackle, and now he's sitting on the footy. The umpire's going to lean in and say, holding the ball. It's going to be a Carlton free kick.
They had every chance there, Footscray. Wallace fumbled, Bruce fumbled, and that gave the Blues a chance to get back. Short ball coming out. Crocker receives from Handley. He'll chip it back into the pocket. He's missed the target, split the difference. Carroll under pressure. Gathered by Handley. Handball over the top. Crunched there, the Blues player. Advantage taken. And then ping. Sam Philp is a little bit too keen to keep things going. The Bulldogs with the turnover. Cordy thumps it towards half forward. He's got a man on his own. It's taken by Rourke Smith. Thought about the pass. I think the distance might challenge him from here. Man on the marks at 47. What's your call, Pete?
He's going to go short.
Well, that's the answer. And Fogarty thumps it away from Hunter. He'll get it back, Lockie Fogarty. Stocker fumbled, gave Hunter another chance. Head over the football. And he was caught high with that head over the ball. So Hunter with the free kick, 52 metres out from goal.
I don't think he's going to get the trip either from that angle.
And there are 30 players inside the 50 now. There's a whistle further down the field, and it's a free kick to Footscray, and it's going to Josh Bruce.
He can make the trip from here.
He'll kick from about 25. In fact, he's going to kick from about 1 because it's a 50-metre penalty as well.
Well, he definitely can make the trip from there.
I think even I could make the trip from there. No guarantees, though. So, Josh Bruce. A fair bit of confusion, it seems. It's not going to be Bruce's kick after all. It's been ruled to be the 50-metre penalty to Hunter. So he will come right to the line. And he puts it through, Lockie Hunter. And could that potentially be the spark they need? They still need a lot of goals. They are 32 points still in arrears, Carlton.
First goal since the 20-minute mark of the second quarter for Footscray.
And they've missed three easy opportunities since that time. Since quarter time, they've kicked 2 goals, 3. And that's why they find themselves so far behind. The Blues have added 7-8.
Well, they get the next one. Keep things interesting. Still a bit of time left in this one. Not even midway through the final term.
I think the ruling there was the greater advantage for Footscray was the 50-metre penalty to Hunter on the same infringement that Bruce got the free kick for.
This one is just outside the circles, so we'll do it again. Jordan Sweet thought all his Christmases had come at once. He had the footy all to himself. And a player running alongside too. So we do it again. More of a contest for Sweet this time. Carroll's kick. The path of Sullivan. Just works it across Bedendo. And his kick up the line should be turned over. Kemp had to go one-handed in the end. Safe hands with Chatfield bearing down. They'll work it out. Chincotta, Liu. Across here to Crocker. Nicely done. They've worked it beautifully to the outer side, the Blues. Up towards centre wing. Kick is good. Honey. Up the line. Callett with the fists coming in. Mars up to the challenge though. The second effort good. Hayes. Did he cop one high? No, said the umpire. And a player's been legged along the way here. So is it going to be a free kick? Which way is it going? It's going back to Drummond for Footscray. To get things going. Cordy. Work to the middle of the ground. Player all on his own. Garcia runs off his opponent. And they've got some overlap run going. Callett's kick up towards centre half forward. Coming out to meet at Setterfield. Worked with Stocker. His kick to Motlop. Oh, he dropped what he should have taken in the end there. Player dispossessed was Garcia. Middle of the ground, Chincotta. Just handballing towards the boundary line. It's going to stay in. Oh, that was clever stuff by Rourke Smith just to keep that ball in play. The kick up the line, not as great. Another stalemate, no, temporarily. Chincotta again. Works it around with Stocker. They've combined nicely tonight, and he finds Setterfield on centre wing.
And Setterfield will be quite happy just to hold things up and take a bit of sting out of the game. Goes down the line. Bruce floats in from the side. Darcy from the back. Dives on the football, then slaps it out. Well done by McPherson. Kicked the first goal. Carroll tumbled it through. Good hand pass from Trudgeon underground. Caught with the football is Carl. How'd it come out of there? Trudgeon. It's Chincotta. Thumps it inside 50. Bouncing ball. Bulldogs with the numbers. Butler's under the pump. Honey got hold of him. And that's a very nice piece of work by Josh Honey. Put him on toast. And
you've been waiting for that all night,
I
haven't
have
you?
been waiting for it, and I'm not sure if I actually still got it
Just
right.
decided to go with it late.
Yeah, you've got to sneak it in once.
Interesting
don't
opportunity.
you? Yeah, I can do better than that, I'm sure. I'll have to have that on pancakes tomorrow morning. He's played that good a game. He deserves it. Ball is wrapped up here. Oh, get back onto the footy. Glass McCasker. Drummond. Beautiful smother. Good hand pass from Garcia. Taken away Bedendo. McPherson. Back to Bedendo. Back to McPherson. Waxing lyrical. That's good. Kicks to half forward. Oh, terrific mark on the lead by Jones. And he runs away from Chincotta. Put in a good effort there, Chincotta. Just got a hand on him. And sent the kick just wide. And Hunter was able to keep it. Well, able to get a hand on it at least to stop it going out on the full. But that little 1%er there from Chincotta stopped a likely shot on goal.
Yeah, it certainly did. It's tossed in. Sweet getting the tap down. Clearing kick from Carroll. Now that's gone straight to the boundary line. What's the umpire going to say? Toss it in. So 75 plays 43. And down towards time on in this final quarter. It looks like it's going to be a win for the Blues. They will go to 7-4 on the Smithies VFL ladder with Coburg to come next week before the bye. Setting themselves up for a big second half of the season, AFL and VFL level, as Sullivan just ridden into the turf. As we go around the grounds, the score at Marvel Stadium.
Yeah, I said St Kilda kicked those 5 goals to get back in the game. Essendon responded with 6 of their own and lead by 37 points at three-quarter time. The Bombers look like they could be home there.
Okay.
It'd be a big upset.
Huge as Bedendo on centre wing. His kick inside 50, or towards the 50 anyway. I could take the mark. Dow has got the handball over the top, Phil. And they've got some run going up centre wing on his own Carroll. Looks up, doesn't see a hell of a lot he likes. A couple of long options. One of them is Cripps up the line, which is probably where he's going to head. Yeah, he's going in that direction. Cripps just caught at the back. And Motlop there as well. Can't keep it in. We will have it tossed in. In terms of the ladder position for Carlton, the 4 points takes them to 28, and by my reckoning would have them in 5th place on the Smithies VFL ladder.
And it wouldn't be anything less than they deserve. They've played some good footy. It's a nice way to bounce back after being beaten by the 19th place Bombers last week at Windy Hill. As the kick comes up to the wing, Hamad knocks it to ground. Setterfield charges away, and then he handballed it straight into the back of Chincotta. Jones got there. It's been lively.
Oh, there's a blue on here.
It is happening. You keep an eye on that. I'll follow the football. Hand pass came out. Kellett. Under the pump here, Bedendo. Fed the hand pass out. Garcia dumped after he got rid of it, and it's on again there.
Yeah, and it's still going here. There's been a bit of feeling in these last 2 minutes or so. Stocker was the key protagonist there, and that's why he gave away the free kick.
And the umpire doesn't pay a downfield ball, which would have cleared that zone. Garcia it came back to. Goes with a long switch. Crozier has gone out of the game after a terrific first half. Puts it out wide to Hunter. He can go nearly all the way here. 2 bounces, Lockie Hunter. Setterfield shuts him down. Crozier ran on. Back to Hunter. Sizes up his options. Spearing ball inside 50, straight to Jack Carroll. Disappointing result there for Footscray, but good defence from Carlton.
Certainly was. Cripps on that long lead. Looks up and doesn't see a hell of a lot he wants, so he'll just go short. Setterfield, the best on the ground tonight. 34 disposals last week, right up there this week as well.
32 he's up to and a goal. 33 now,
Phil.
that will be.
He's got it. And just short ball all the way for the Blues. Trudgeon. Wide for Crocker.
He's had a good night too, Ben Crocker. Roamed far and wide.
And kicked 3 goals. The ball here, Murkov just nowhere near the footy. Here's Sullivan. Handball over the top. The Dewey conditions. A slippery footy now, Kellett. Sullivan. Handball over the top, Garner. Finds Kellett again. The overlap run working nicely for Footscray. Here's Bruce. Nice pick up. Trying to get round Leo. I don't think he can. The boundary line is sanctuary for him. And did he walk it over? No, we will have it thrown in on that outer side. Into time on in this final turn, the Blues are going to record a win.
And it's been a comprehensive performance for Carlton from about the 15-minute mark of the first quarter. The Bulldogs put it on them for 15 minutes. They haven't really been in it since. Carlton settled down. They set their system up nicely. And nothing Footscray has done since has been without huge pressure. Murkov flicks it over the back. Hunter's waiting there. Hooks it back on the left boot to the goal square. Bruce with a couple to beat. Knocked away from him. Ground level ball here. Came back to Chatfield. He goes all the way back to Hunter. He can have another go, Lockie Hunter. Goes back to the goal square a second time. Bruce, he got clear. Got a hand pass out. Bruce, snap around the corner. Sullivan kicks a goal. Hard work pays off there for Footscray. And the skipper gets his first of the night. A late consolation for the Bulldogs.
Yep, and it's been a tough night for them, and certainly for Sullivan tonight. He hasn't had it his own way. 21 disposals, though, for the evening for Lockie Sullivan.
Kept working hard, hasn't he? Without really taking the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, only a handful of goals this season as well. He has had the opportunity to drift forward on occasion. Sullivan.
Yeah, just his third for the year. Playing game number 42 tonight, so he should get to 50 before the end of the season.
So late one for the Bulldogs. Time ticking down, 22 and a half gone. 2 goals in this quarter, 2 for the Blues as well. Pretty much the same margin as what we saw at 3/4 time. We'll do this again.
Won't be happy with the result, Footscray, but they can't be unhappy with the return of Josh Bruce and Lockie Hunter tonight. Both have been very good, particularly earlier in the game.
So Fogarty will just send the Blues up towards half forward. Nice work, Ma. Handball over the top now. They've got a bit of run going on. Crocker just got to get through the traffic. He can't. Good tackling pressure by Sweets. And the umpire will come in and intervene. Bulldogs have got Box Hill next week at home, then Brisbane and Sandringham, both of those away before the bye in round 17. As Brendan mentioned, it's going to be really tough for them to make the finals from here, just a little bit too far down in a competitive competition. As this ball will pitch inside, it just pitches inside the boundary. Handley's got to lay the tackle, and the ball is going absolutely nowhere. Just a little bit of feeling towards the end here too. Will Lewis not appreciating the attention.
Frustration when you can feel your season slipping away, isn't it? And Carlton are happy to let them know about it. Good hand pass from Hamad, 1-2 with Will Lewis. Tumbles a kick towards half forward. Stocker can't trap it. Ethan Hunt knocked away from him. Handley, Setterfield, ridden into the ground. That should be a push in the back. He's pinged him. Wow. Harsh call on Will Setterfield, I would have thought. Free kick quickly taken there by Lewis. Will. He went back to Rack and now Cordy. Switch fully on across to Butler. Has to run onto the ball. Crocker tries to shut him down across to Drummond. He goes short and finds Kellett. Swings onto the right boot and spears it inside 50. Lovely kick. Jones almost held onto the mark. Still going. Got the hand pass back. Snap around the corner from Garner. Too far hook and through for a behind.
So back to the margin that we had at 3/4 time, 25 points. I don't think it's going to be an overly long quarter, but they've just managed to hold position, both of these teams. Got to be considered one of the contenders to take on Casey in the final series. Chincotta here's got it. The likes of Southport as well, they're a quality team. This kick across the ground is dangerous, and it has been cut off. A rare error down back, and Will Lewis will have the shot at goal.
Surprised that with all the cross goal kicks that we've seen tonight, it's taken that long to have one cut off. They've been pretty good with their disposal in the switch, both teams in fact.
So Will Lewis appears to bring the margin back to 19 points.
2 goals, 5 in his VFL career, 6 games.
And the left shoe gets it done. Make it 3-5 now for the season for Will Lewis. The margin is 19 points. 26 minutes into this final quarter. The Smithies VFL, plenty of other games to come this weekend. We've got Werribee and Geelong at Avalon Airport Oval playing for
the Damien Drum medal for best on ground.
Then we've got also tomorrow Trevor Barker Beach Oval 205 bounce for Sandringham and Essendon. And then on Sunday, Blacktown. First time, long time. Let's see if the Williamstown can get a win over the Swans. How long has it been?
100 and they never have. They never have actually.
No, but that stretches back
126 years since they last played.
Only 126 years.
Yeah.
We've also got the Suns taking on the Giants. That's at Metricon Stadium on Sunday. We've got the Bull Ants taking on the Sharks and Coburg taking on Richmond. Plenty of teams with the bye as well.
He goes Footscray again, straight up towards half forward. Oh, good fist in there from Handley. Knocks it over the line for a throw in. And don't forget, Sunday, 2 big semi-finals in the Rebel VFLW competition. Essendon and Casey in the second semi. The grand final qualifier, 11:05 at Windy Hill on Sunday. And then Hawthorn and Southern Saints in the first semi at 1:05 at Box Hill City Oval playing for their season. Don't miss either of those. They should be classic games. As Fogarty clears the ball up towards the wing. Cordy out of midair. Came to Carroll. He chips it out wide, and good spoil over the line came from Chatfield. Yeah, Essendon undefeated still in the VFLW competition.
I suspect they're hot favourites in that semi-final.
Oh, no question. The other clubs have put a few of their players in Cotton Wool for the AFLW starting in about 8 weeks' time, but still, Casey only lost to Essendon by 6 points a couple of weeks ago, so they'll go there with confidence.
There's Glass McCasker. We'll go up the line. So playing out a little bit of time here now. I think both sides will be happy just to shake hands and go back in to the rooms to finish this off.
No more injuries is the key factor to get through this one.
Yep.
Bailey van der Heuvel with a shoulder and Don McQuee concussed in the first quarter.
Yep, one from both sides, and they've been one short for the most part. As ball into the middle of the ground, again going nowhere. Look at the tackling pressure from the Blues here. Being fierce tonight. They were jumped early again, Carlton, but they fought back in that first quarter. Holding free kick. Carlton's way is Glass McCasker just settling things down. 29 minutes gone, so just want to go as long as possible. A big fly from Crocker. Couldn't bring it to ground as Chatfield just throws it on the boot. Oh, the nice fly from Hunter. As he comes back to footy. And that's one for the highlight reel right there. He's kicked wide, Hamards. He set himself beautifully, did Lockie Hunter. Here's his kick up the line. Plenty of Blues around this ball. Dow to run onto it. McPherson to tackle him. Dow right near this boundary line. Tries to keep it in. There is a free kick. And a bit of push and shove as well. A dumping tackle. And it's still going on. We've got to get the footy retrieved from somewhere, somehow. And the umpire's just going to do that and I think get things going. Or is it going to be, what's the recall here?
He certainly signalled dumping tackle.
Yeah. So Dow is definitely going to take it. And
I'm wondering if that's potentially a report on Ewan McPherson that he was talking about.
Is Josh Honey okay? He was sort of walking along the boundary there. The fist coming in from Cordy. Middle of the ground, McPherson. Dumping tackle again by Fogarty. That one fairly. Boy, McPherson got some strength. He's not going anywhere though.
So the umpire puts it up in the air. Not long to go in this one now. Cacked forward by Sullivan. Inside 50, Jones at the front. That will do it. A short last quarter. Well, it did get to 31 minutes, actually. We were enjoying ourselves too much. And Carlton, what a win that is. They conceded the first 3 goals. It looked like Footscray had turned up to play, but they wore them down, ran away from them,